I can do.
Okay. Yeah, start.
Okay, we ready?
Ready.
Okay, this is Debi Atkinson on location with 3 members from REM, Mike Mills.
Over here.
Mike Mills over here, Peter Buck, Michael Stipe. We're behind the old church, which is where REM had their first show 4 years ago on April 5th. Mike, is it still fun?
Oh yeah, tons.
Tons of fun?
Yep.
Bill, what kind of rumors have you heard about the band, and what do you think of them?
Peter.
Peter.
And you know better too.
I know.
Yeah, it's great being back in town because we've got all these really wonderful rumors. You know, Michael's disappeared and/or becoming a monk that's going to raise monkeys in the Tibetan hills. We're all millionaires now. You know, one of us has a terrible drug habit that's going to have us hospitalized. All kinds of great rumors, none of which are true. But it's worse in Boston.
Wouldn't it would be so interesting?
Okay. Michael, what do you think? Are you going to go to the Tibetan Hills and raise monkeys for a living?
I think I actually started that one. And the guy the interviewer who I was telling it to, didn't blink an eyebrow the entire time. So of course, it's very hard to blink eyebrows. I have a question for Peter. What really happened on this very spot 4 years ago today?
That shall remain a secret. Some things are better off not known.
Panda van.
Panda van. Can you panda van? It can't panda van.
It's over there.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
All right, Mike.
Yes.
You're going to Europe next week. What's your favorite country over there that you've visited so far?
Well, Susan, I'll tell you. The only ones I've seen are England and France, and I dozed through most of those. I look forward to being in Amsterdam. We have a day off in Amsterdam, and I think if we don't get arrested, we'll have a real good time.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
We want to have a good time anyway.
Okay. Did y'all used to work when you first started out in the band, other jobs?
Oh, yeah.
Michael, can you tell me how you came to be a vegetarian?
I'd rather not talk about that.
You'd rather not talk about that? Okay.
I'll talk about it. He used to work in a steak restaurant. It was the worst steak restaurant in town. It changed names so I can say it. It was what was it?
Le Chateau.
Le Chateau. That's right.
Yeah, they didn't pay me very much, and I had to eat steak for a year the whole time I was there, and I just got so sick of it.
Like a steak every day.
Steak and cheesecake and salad bars, and to this day I cannot eat a cheesecake. And it used to be my favorite dessert.
Oh, that's terrible.
I know.
Well, what do you like to eat now?
Grass.
What's your favorite
I eat
foods? Grass.
Sesame noodles.
Sesame noodles. There's this place in New York, and we were there last week, and I had the best sesame noodles in the whole world with all this cayenne pepper and all this, crap all over them. And I've been just dying to have some sesame noodles ever since.
Can you say crap on Observer TV?
Can you say crap?
I'm not sure if we can cut that crap or not.
Really?
Stuff it. Stuff.
Stuff, crap, noodles. Okay.
What else do you like? Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
What do you like?
I
know what you like. You make, we used to live together, see. Debbie likes pieces of bread, and she tears a hole out of the middle of the bread, and then she puts it in a pan with an egg in it.
Oh, no.
And what is it called?
Framed eggs or eggs in the basket.
It's called framed eggs, and she used to make them every single morning, and they're really great. I could use some framed eggs and some sesame noodles.
Right now.
For dinner.
Right now. Okay. Back to you. Do you like living in Athens?
Oh yeah, it's a great place to be able to come home to and relax after all the trials and tribulations of being out.
When you go back to your hometown of Macon, do people still recognize
I don't know. I haven't
you
been
as a
down
band
there.
member, or as a person, or?
I haven't been down there in a long time. Bill goes fairly often, and he says, some people know who he is.
Yeah, Bill went to the bowling alley just recently and had like all these wild teenage girls chasing him around.
I bet he loved it.
Yeah, well, that's what you find at the bowling alley anyway. But.
At the bowling alley, all right, in Macon,
That's
Georgia.
the big hangout now. It's the bar at the bowling alley.
Is it true you and Bill used to be arch enemies in junior high?
Yeah, we were total opposites in high school, and when we were just waiting for this drummer to show up, our new drummer for the band I was in then, and this guy walks in and it turns out to be Bill Berry, and I went, no, I can't do it. But, we ended up getting along real well.
You forgave him for being
we both grew up, is what it was,
Yeah.
We were just, I was kind of nerdy in high school, and he was real rowdy and obnoxious and mean, so.
Sounds like a great guy.
Really?
But he's better now.
Peter, can you tell us the name of the new album, which is going to be out this week?
Yeah, it's called Reckoning. It'll be out April 16th, and it's flat and black. It's got a hole in the middle. It's altogether really wonderful. Broken with tradition.
It looks just like the rest of them, though, right?
Recover them.
Sounds a little bit different. Are you going to be doing some country sort of licks? Or?
Oh, there's one kind of countryish type thing on there that we used to play a long time ago, Rockville, that we re-recorded this time, and it's a bit countryish. But everyone seems to. That's another great rumor. Everyone thinks that we made a country album, which we didn't do. It's not Elvis Costello time. You know, there's a teeny bit of country influence, but there always has been. And there's one of the songs to me sounds like Booker T on acid. No one ever gets that. I don't know if Booker T does acid, but
Which song is that?
the camera.
Oh. Okay.
Well, Michael, in the house we used to live in on Chase Street, there was a note, well, scratched into the glass on the door, it says Moral Kiosk. Was
Yeah.
that there before the song, or did you write the song and then do it? And what does Moral Kiosk mean?
I think that I put that up there on the door the same day that I wrote the words to that song, and they're stolen directly from a pamphlet that comes from Germany of a castle that I visited when I was 8 years old.
In other words, Moral Kiosk were in the pamphlet for the...
More or less, yeah.
Sometimes less than more.
But that got scratched up on the front door after it was actually written. It's still there from what I understand.
Yes, it's true. Well, what are y'all doing with your video with Jim Herbert? You're doing a new video. What songs are you going to do?
Well,
What sort of scenery are you going to
We've
have?
got a whole plot line to this video. We haven't even picked the song for it yet, and the video's almost
Generic
completely
video.
shot. It's not really a video, it's a film. We're looking at it as a collaboration between ourselves as a group and Jim Herbert as a filmmaker / artist. And
yeah.
you know, Peter's gone into this so many times, he's probably tired of talking about it, so I'll take over the reins for him. Videos are basically commercials for bands that, you know, get on TV and make bands famous. And we just assume not really be associated with those, but doing a video type of thing, in other words, having visual images is a real exciting kind of way to stretch what you're doing. And it is kind of a new idea for, you know, every band in the world to try something visual. So without collapsing to MTV's wants and desires, we're making a film.
Do you think it'd be on MTV with this? Or?
From the way it's turning out so far, they might play it a few times. I seriously doubt it's going to get as much airplay as, say, Van Halen.
Yeah.
So if we sell 2 million records, they'll play anything we put out.
Yeah, they
And
won't have a
so
choice.
It's, you know, not that we're planning to sell 2 million records. It's like we're doing this for our own pleasure and to work with someone who's good at what they do. And if the record, by some, you know, weird circumstance, is really, really successful, then it will be by nature a commercial entity. And if it isn't real successful, then no one's going to really care one way or the other, and it might pop up in weird places. We haven't really talked about what we want to use it for. It might be something special, just you know, a one-time only thing on local TV channels, you know, rather than having a big, you know, thriller type video thing. The making
Yeah. Well,
the making of REM's video.
what plans do you have? I mean, do you want to be on the top, or are you happy with the plateau you're at now, rather than going
It's a
down? Do you want
pretty
to
big
sell
plateau.
2 million records? You're doing real well.
We're real happy, you know, selling 200,000 records a time. There's always, you know, you're always kind of ambitious. You always think, well, gosh, I wish that, you know, one more person bought the record, and then everyone you see that hasn't bought it, you kind of wish they owned it. But I guess that means that you do want people to buy 8 million copies of the record, but I don't know if the trappings that come with selling X amount of millions
Would
is
be
anything
worth
we
it.
want, you know.
What kind of trappings are you talking about?
People taking pictures of you, you know, when you're out to dinner and stuff. I mean, it doesn't happen to us. I mean, we get talked to in the street sometimes with people we know, and that's fine, but I mean, I look at, you know, Sting and Michael Jackson, I'd be miserable in that kind of situation. So I don't know. I would like to sell records, you know, like 1 million records, and not have anybody know we sold 1 million records. Because I like our records enough so that I think a lot of people should own them. But I wouldn't mind the money if it started coming, but I really don't want to be famous or, you know, a star or play 18,000 seat halls or stadiums or any of that kind of stuff.
Mike, do you get into the feel of the music while you're playing it? I mean, do you still get off on the songs that you've written months and years ahead?
Most of the time. It just depends on how it's going at the show and how the audience is reacting. If they look bored, then I kind of get out of it too. But if things work right like they're supposed to, then it's still, you know, something back and forth there that makes it work.
Do you ever get uncomfortable with being famous?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. People should realize, you know, the last thing you want to talk about when you're having dinner out, or when you're at Walters, or when you're at a movie or whatever, is the band, you know, and where you're going next and when you're playing next. And it's all, you know, it's probably, all the information is already in magazines or newspapers, and I don't know why people have to ask you personally.
Yeah, because
My
you
big gripe
You're
today. It's about to rain on us here.
Uh-oh.
I don't mind. They can ask me anything they want to as long as they buy me a drink. Boy, open the floodgates there, folks. Sorry.
He'll never spend another dime in the bar.
We'll have to dig them out of the alley tomorrow.
I don't. Actually, it doesn't bother me at all. You know, people that show a sincere interest in the band, even if I've been asked the question 50 times, you know, you can always circumvent it or just lie or you know,
well,
do
as
something.
long as it's sincere, but when it's obviously just to make conversation, you know, and it's probably something that they already know,
Well, you
and they're
spend
just
a
kind
lot
of
of
setting
time.
you up. That you know, that's stupid.
Yeah, you spend a lot of time being in the band anyway. I mean, y'all don't get much time off, do you?
Now, we've just had about a month that was actually fairly filled with things to do, but it was our vacation, you know, and we all did. Michael did some recording in New York with Anton Fear, and we did the thing with Warren Zevon and the Hindu Love Gods, and we rehearsed, wrote a couple new songs, did a video, played a few dates, but that was our vacation. But, you know,
Now we go back to work.
bugs flew my nose.
Now that you can't
Do you
say
edit that out?
over TV.
We'll edit that out.
No, I know you
We'll
can't say
definitely cut
cocksucker,
that
you
out.
can say goddamn.
Well,
you can edit that out.
You're wasting time.
That was horrible.
Well, Athens fans are real thankful that you still play like Stitchcraft Studio parties for free and everything. Do you just do that out of the wideness of your heart? Do you still like to play? Do you still recognize fans from years ago and really connect with them? Or?
No,
No?
not at all.
Thanks a lot.
Purely promotional.
They've all gotten fat and ugly. Yeah, we get thin and beautiful. No, that's not true. Yeah, I mean, Stitchcraft obviously was not something that we did for any kind of you know,
Monetary gain.
yeah, we certainly didn't make any money off of it. It certainly wasn't the kind of thing that went down as, you know, Athens legend. I think I would very seldom offer the information that I had so much fun in public that I stripped down to my underwear. And in fact, I did that at Stitchcraft the last time we played, and I think Mike was in a dress, you know. And, I mean, it's just fun.
And who was wearing their bathrobe? Were you wearing your bathrobe?
No, I was wearing Peter's bathrobe.
That's right.
Oh, okay. You were
I was in a
Peter's
coma.
bathrobe.
And a fright wig. And
I drank more beer than I drank in about 5 years combined, I think. All I remember is laying on the drum set for the last 3 songs. We did, I think it was Louie Louie, and we played it wrong. I mean, it just takes
it's hard to do.
a monumental amount of talent to play the wrong 3 chords. We were just, it was wonderful though. It's good to do things like
You
that.
sounded really good that night.
It was really
Are
fun.
you sure?
You sounded great to me.
Anyone that gives away free beer sounds good. It's the definition of the business. But those kind of things are fun for us. We just played the Rat in Boston, which is holds about 300 people, and it was an unannounced date, and of course everyone in Boston knew about it, so it was pandemonium. But it was real fun. We didn't do anything we'd recorded. We did some of the stuff from the new album, which isn't out, and we did a bunch of
Pylon
covers.
song.
Yeah.
Paul
Pylon
what?
song.
Pylon song?
Yeah,
Which
Yeah.
one?
crazy.
Crazy, great.
Just all kinds of fun stuff, and it was really nice. Again, it was an audience that was drunk, and we were drunk. And we just had a good time, and that's. I like playing bigger places when we're headlining, but there's something that you can't get in those large places. Maybe it's the intimacy, and it's made up for in other ways. 8,000 people screaming every time you play a song they recognize is kind of a thrill. But it's kind of nice to play just a little small club, and that's something we kind of tend to want to keep doing. And when we have time to do it, we'd like to play a big date one day and a small date the next.
Under another name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually. We've got all kinds of great.
Like the same thing about present New Athens bands coming up. Are there any favorites you like to compliment or?
Well, Izod Gap, who broke up 3 years ago or whatever,
Still together.
are still probably one of the greatest bands. Art in the Dark has really
I don't
gotten
really think
good.
there's a bad one. I mean,
Yeah,
I haven't seen
can't really-
everybody, but everyone I've seen, Fashion Battery is good. I saw them for the first time just
The
recently.
Primates are
are a lot
great.
of fun.
Guadalcanal Diary were great the last time they played the Uptown. There's a new band playing tonight called Band 37. That guy Kenny is singing with them. The rest of them are in high school.
Kurt Wood's band now has Marsha in it, and I don't know everyone else's
Oh,
name.
that's right,
The
she's in it.
Frigidaires.
The Frigidaires.
The
They're
Frigidaires,
real
yeah.
Because they play cool music.
Play the oldies, yeah.
Actually, I can't think of a band around here that I don't like to one degree or another. The Squalls are really great, although I haven't seen the new incarnation of the Squalls. I guess I'll see those. I'll go down and see them and then leave before the alarm comes on. No, I'll watch the alarm too. I know them.
For free, I guess.
They
you will.
influenced our hairstyle mightily.
The alarm.
The alarm,
influence your
yeah.
hairstyle.
Actually, the Squalls
As
did.
soon as mine gets long enough, I'm going to have it just like this.
Just like that?
Just like the alarm does.
All right. Well, is there anything else you'd like to say to the people out there? I think you're running
Sorry. Just
behind schedule.
plugging a bar that doesn't exist.
Tyrone's. They say everybody should go down to Tyrone's, have one last
Pick up a
drink
drink
on
or
them.
Yeah, we went all down and stole all the burned up stuff. I mean, I think all of us at one time or another had like burned stools and bricks.
Everybody's got a piece of it.
And the greatest thing
I had a
about
burned
that,
bottle
the
of
place
vodka.
burned down. There's nothing left. And the only thing they found was Mike Mill's bar tab. It's true.
Now they wonder why I
How
set the
much
fire.
was it, Mike?
I'm not telling.
Yeah, I know. I remember it was $68.
Oh, it was.
It was too.
It was 78.
Okay. But it was really great. There was nothing left. There was like one case of beer and Mike Mill's bar tabs sitting there.
Eloquence.
Many people were relieved that most of the bar tabs disappeared.
Got burned.
Do you think Athens is still a good place to have fun? Do you still have fun when you come home here?
Yeah, it's great. I really enjoy being here. You know, more than people probably realize.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoy being missing too, though. That's real fun, you know.
Everybody
To know
appreciates
that
you
an
when you
entire
get home.
continent thinks that you've disappeared from the face of the earth.
It's easy, and in Athens, no one would know. I mean, it's like, you know, I mean, they called us up and asked, well, is Michael Stipe missing? And Bill went, well, I know, I haven't seen him in a few days.
Missing?
Yeah, that was on MTV, that Michael Stipe is missing.
And it was in
You know, it's like-
Musical Express, right? In
Oh,
England.
really?
All these weird things as if he's,
Maker.
you know, just disappeared.
Rolling Stone. Everybody in New York thinks that, you know, the band is hired.
Are you the real Michael Stipe, or are you an imposter that the
I'm an
CIA
imposter.
sent here
His
to
glasses are
infiltrate?
on right here.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
great.
Melody Maker said we had thrown him out of the band and we're changing singers every week.
Oh, no.
This is
What
gonna
an
be-
awful
it'll really be
lot.
an
This
interesting,
is the real one.
interesting English tour, you know. So who do you have this week, guys?
Really? That's great. Well, here's the old church. Did y'all ever expect to get out of it?
I never expected to get into
No.
it.
Alive? No.
Not after that winter. I have this real graphic picture of Michael and I sitting reading the paper wearing our gloves and hats and overcoats because there wasn't any heat and it was like 38 degrees.
Trying to practice with gloves on is
rats
hard.
crawling around the floorboards.
Are there rats in there? There's holes in the ceiling.
Thank
Y'all
God it's
actually used to
condemned.
live here. It's condemned.
And I blame the slumlord for... Who was this? I don't remember the realty
I
company.
can't remember his name.
Uh,
It's probably just as well. Get
All
slander
right.
going.
yeah.
Well, I guess that's it for today. Signing out.
Sorry it was silly.
Bye. I hope they can use some of that.
Hope the wind wasn't
I
too
kept
bad.
calling everybody the wrong name.
That was great.
It's because you've known us for 4 years.
I know.
It's the easy things that get disappearing.
I know.
What time is it?
So I figured if I called you Susan and everything.
That helped. Thank you for messing up on purpose.
What time?
What time is it? It's 3:07.
Perfect.
That's not too bad. We're supposed to meet at my house at 3:30, but what that actually means is we're going to pick up Jim at 4 at his place. So,
Was there anything else y'all wanted to say?
no, nothing I can think of.
I couldn't think of anything else.
Good luck to OTV.
Yeah.
I can't believe that bug flew right up my nose on TV.
Keep going.
I mean, it did. It went right in my nose, too. I had to blow hard to get it out. Totally distracted my train of thought, too.
Is this your list for the day?
Yeah, we need to